Welcome to... Not die. Romhack Races, week 101. Do I have a standard hack to recommend? Yeah, depends upon what you're looking for. Look at this, it's so old I actually have a save. Depends on what you're looking for. What kind of experience you want. Thank you for racing, good luck. Do you want SMW but more? Do you want interesting chocolate stuff? Are you looking for very hard or somewhat normal? A hidden gem. Okay, if you want something that's kind of gonzo, I have to say I kind of enjoyed Yoshi's Crack House. It was a weird little hack. And strangely, I still think about it sometimes. Probably wouldn't take the average Super Mario enjoyer much more than a, you know, maybe like an hour or so. Other hidden gems? I'd have to look at, like, the stuff I've moderated recently. Or ever. But, like, yeah, that's the problem. Is I've played so much standard, an awful lot of it blurs together, and so I actually have to, like, pull up references. When I helped out with the Hall of Fame stuff, I pulled up an awful lot of, like, did I play this? When did I play this? Mostly by looking at YouTube VODs, thankfully, because of how my YouTube system works. If you want something else that's also gonzo, Keck 3 is pretty funny. Ohm is really big. I wouldn't say Ohm is like a hidden gem. People know Ohm is good. Not to be mean or anything, not to say, like, no, you shouldn't play that, but, like, most people have heard of Ohm at this point who are in the community. Like, Ohm, jump, rack, jump, half, yump, those are all good. If you want, like, SMW stuff, or chocolatey things, and weirdness. Need to stop doing that. Keck Rock? Yeah, that was Will. Yeah, Keck Rock was fun. One of those, like, I'm sad I can't put the VOD on YouTube, because as it turns out that the port that they did for Thunderstruck was a little bit too good, and AC/DC, unlike everyone else, actually enforces copyright brutally on YouTube. I'd only ever seen this happen once with any VOD. But basically, YouTube will not allow me to release it unless I cut out all of the parts that have AC/DC in it. And because of how I was recording at the time, I can't really do anything about that. Like, nowadays I can, because I record 4 different audio tracks for every single VOD. Like, most of the time they just put up a copyright thing like, yeah, we'll take your money if you actually monetize this. I'm like, that's fine, I can't monetize it anyway. But no, they're like, quite literally, we are gonna block this unless you remove it. And I thought about ways to try and remove it, and and it's a long section of the VOD too, because that was the roller coaster section. And I wasn't very good at the roller coaster section. So, like, it's just not going to work all that well. It is not rock and roll of them in the slightest, no. But other than that small issue, which may or may not affect you, Keck 3, really good. Oh, actually, that's another thing. Anything by Maxwell Hacks. That's another, like, weird corner of SMW people don't see a lot of. Maxwell Hacks is a pretty gifted ROM hack maker from Portugal. He's made some really wild hacks. One of them is based upon... I cannot wait. I have to move at the very beginning of this. One of them is based upon a Zelda game that I didn't play, but is really cool and has a lot of Mode 7 bosses. Has a fantastic, absolutely hilarious, not that I understand a word of it, trailer on YouTube that was like, he went and did editing and then put it onto a VHS tape and says things like, Quattro Megas! In the way that only those 90s sort of trailer VHSs can really do. Oh, I think nope. Porn Addict Turd Compact Disc Reader. Oh, I just see what you did there. How you doing, Desert? Compact disc reader. You could have come up with something better for that. Ugh. Yeah, I saw your comment on something I did recently that I had on YouTube. I think it might have been your Romhack Races level. I tried to do more Romhack Races levels, as you can tell. Last time I beat this in 52 minutes. We'll see if I'm in better or worse shape. Because for an awful lot of these, I don't have, like, a record of how long it took me. Curly Dick Roadman? Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. More creative, at least. It's definitely an image that isn't mildly amusing. Like a curly straw down there. It's been a long time since you've hacked. Yep. Catches up. Not hacking. 2 bops, not 3. Don't feel like hacking anymore? Your time with SMW is past? Eh, fair. Happens to a lot of people. I think there's a non-trivial number of people who, when they finish something, decide, you know, maybe game design wasn't my passion. Or it's time to, like, make Doom levels, or just move it to a different direction. Make your own game. A lot of people have been doing that lately. 2, not 3. Oh, that worked out okay. Like, I know Haraga had, like, a Kickstarter up for a game he was working on. Some peoples. I need to spin jump. Penguins are terribly clumsy donkey riders. I like it. How you doing, Groovy Gadget? I never finished the Maxwell Tax Thought. He also made the adventure, the Zayabalis adventure thing, which is a tribute hack to a Portuguese YouTuber I'd never heard of. But it's also got a lot of cool ASM and unique bosses and stuff. Like, seriously, take a look at Maxwell Hacks if you want to see something that, like, is really good and almost no one plays. In part because of the you know, language barrier. But Skjoden? I've never played Skjoden. I've heard of Skjoden, but I've never played it. So, no, I cannot confess to that. When I played, like, PS1 RPGs, I mostly... Second pop. Mostly did, like, Final Fantasies. I had a few other weird off-brand ones. Like, I did buy Legend of Dagroon, though. I don't think I ever finished it. Azure Dreams. Big fan of Azure Dreams. Zayabalis is crazy good. First time seeing SMW. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a weird thing, but it is also really cool. And the sprite's kind of funny, too. It's a shirtless guy. Yeah, just in general, like, really good stuff that he does. I haven't seen him. I don't think he's made a new hack in a while. I kind of hope he's still working on stuff. Because he's got a knack for it. He's got a knack for making just weird things that actually feel... How do I do that part? How do I do that part consistently? Got a knack for these things. And I did race the Legend of Zelda thing with Hawaluta many a year back now. Back in 2021. That was fun. It's fun to try to learn a new, like, just do a speedrun of a new game so you can spend your time actually doing, like, routing stuff and not worry so much about precision. Oh, hello. It's Taxman, Boxman, Rip Hazard Desert. It was a fun 4 years of hacking. Rip, yep. That's okay. Hope you picked up something else to keep yourself busy in that same sort of niche. Or maybe not. Maybe you like taking up painting or something. There's plenty of good options out there for creative endeavors. I think the order I'm taking those out matters for making this work for me. For sure, I think Tangential did have a question whether or not you'd be playing the Ayuden Chronicles. Is a new game for the creative Skjoden who passed near the end of the development. Oh. That's unfortunate. But no, I haven't even heard of that one. Like, I'm trying to remember, the thing about Skyoden, at least in my mind, is I keep getting it mixed up with, like, Thousand Arms? No, not Thousand Arms. Wild Arms. I played Thousand Arms. Thousand Arms was weirder. I had an Xbox 360 in that era, and I really, really wanted, like, an RPG to play. Okay, 2 short hops, really short hops, and then go for it. And that was all that was available on Xbox 360, and it's okay. It's not good. It's okay. Has to do with how long it takes me to take down the 4th tiles, too. Piano, basketball, running, drawing, spend your free time. Oh, nice. Those are all good hobbies. Especially, like, the cardiovascular ones. Got a stew going. Oh, I almost made it. Almost made it. I think also an awful lot of people picked up SMW as a hobby, especially in 2020, because it was something you could easily do indoors, online. Still have a lot of fun doing. Like, I think that's when SMW Central saw its, like, biggest contest participation. Like, we still get, like, good numbers, but I do think that's when sort of maxed out. Dang it, I meant to slow down. Boop, 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 boop. I'm getting better at that part. But yes, also as someone who occasionally judges things for SMW Central, I'm actually pretty happy that we don't see that level of response anymore. I think OLDC had, like, the highest number of entries of any contest, or possibly maybe that was VLDCX, but still, 125-ish entries is too many. Looking back at SMW hacking in 16, a little too dumb to figure out anything? Yeah. I mean, I still think that you could probably give... You wouldn't be able to do a lot of really cool stuff, but you can just pick it up, Lunar Magic, and just play with it. You're not going to make anything great to start with, but you can still just play with it, make, like, level 1, make things based upon 105. Yeah, I got a strat there. Getting there. Rediscovered in 2020? Yeah. It's good stuff. I'm in favor of people hacking SMW. Just imagine when Mario Maker 3 comes out, though. Imagine all of the stuff that they can rip off from Mario hacking between here and there. I maintain that the P-Balloon power-up in Mario Maker 2 came directly from Fart World. Like, it's too close. It's way too close. Not to mention, like, the bubble thing that was in LX5's power-ups, and then was found out in the wild and wonder. You do have to wonder if any of these people do look at what we've been, the hacking side of things have been doing. Just we is a bit strong here, but yeah. But you do wonder. No pun intended, of course. Makes me wonder. I just need to have a big sign that says no stairway to heaven. Of course, what's really funny is in that scene, he's clearly not about to play Stairway to Heaven. We're talking about, like, SNL stuff earlier. Wayne's World's actually a pretty decent movie. Currently working on a massive project involving lots of ASM and smaller ones just for fun, both of which have soundtracks done already. That part doesn't surprise me for some reason. And in your free time, you work on the... Nope, that's not it. Work on bringing down size of the music cue. Something I have Much respect for. That music cue is so long. I like to compose stuff, it's just so fun. I always wondered how it would be like actually make some decent music. The closest I've ever gotten was like making some garbage MIDI stuff back in the day when I had access to a MIDI editor that used like the piano roll and instrument stylings. Very old school. Might have been even for like Windows 3.1 now I think about it. Might have been 95. It's hard to remember. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been Windows 3.1. It would have been NT4, actually. Huh. Or maybe NT3.5. We actually dual booted our computer back in the day because I don't know why, but we had NT and 95 on one machine. And we'd boot between them whenever we wanted to do stuff. I'm not really sure why I ever would boot into NT though, but we did. Maybe that's where all the modem stuff was. Want to work in a MIDI environment with all the goofy instruments. Haven't found a good digital audio workstation that can imitate that. There. I mean, you could always get yourself like an old copy of Cakewalk or something. Whatever people used to use. And by find, I mean like possibly find on the back of a truck. Because I don't think anyone cares anymore for those things. Dang it. Can't get that height. My gut instinct, since this isn't Orca level, is like it's not going to be terribly long after I get past that next set of dolphins. Oop. See, I was right. It was right after the dolphins. Think Nanako still has Cakewalk? Need to ask him? Yeah. I remember that being the thing that people used to like using just back in the day. That's the only thought that I have. What was it? All of the music in Netmonster, which was all MIDI music, I believe was composed using using Cakewalk. Like all of the visuals were done in Bryce, which was the like 3D editing software available at the time. Which I think still is kind of cool. Or ray tracing stuff. Didn't want to do that. The first song you ever injected? Nice. I can barely hear it, like I've said. It's pleasant. Okay, I see what I need to do now. Maybe we'll turn it up a little bit so I can hear it a little bit better. The thing is, like, I have a way to make it so I can at least hear through one ear of audio. If I wanted to, and I was actually using that setup for EcoQuest yesterday, but it involves so many cables. So, like, I have a cable going from my receiver, well, it's sitting next to the receiver right now, that uses the headphone port. Headphone jack, and then goes all the way over here, and I can plug in a set of earbuds and listen that way, which is good, because then I can control the audio separate from what you guys are hearing, which is always helpful. But in conjunction with, like, the Windows 98 machine, where I need to have the mouse and keyboard and everything else, I got the left ear dedicated to hearing the TTS, which is a problem I'd love to fix. Not really sure how I could fix it well. I do love spin jumping. I kind of wish I hadn't picked this level. My fingers are going to hurt later. It's like 4 years ago? That sounds about right. This particular level came out in 2020. Well, not quite 4, 3-ish. I think this was August-ish. One of those things I'd love to do at some point is just do some more Romhack racing nonsense, but I just never seem to find the time on Saturdays for it. Oh, but I didn't... Oh. I don't know what the P-switch is for yet. Don't... clip it. I just need to jump further on the first one. I love how this is like a very probabilistic obstacle. Like, well, good odds you'll actually get there. Yeah, much has changed in 4 years. It's a long time. It's a long time. It's kind of amusing to me because I've been at this. I've been doing the moderation thing for SMW for about 4 years now, too. I applied for the position on the way back from the mystery hunt, which would have been early January 2020, before all of the hullabaloo started. And yeah, I was accepted and off it went. To be fair, I was just playing a lot of hacks anyway, so it just kind of worked out. I'd say the number of standard hacks has decreased somewhat, but the quality has definitely gone up, which is always good. What do I want to do with this? Like, there's a coin there. If I jump on the coin, can I, like, explore a little bit further by doing this? Alright, so clearly I don't want... What the heck is going on here? Okay, I need to use it over there. That's the answer. Trying to figure it out. Everywhere I go. God. Such aspirations back then. Like, I really did want to beat Akogare in the dumbest way possible. By restarting it every time I finished a stream. It was a terrible way to go about it. I think it's just telling me to jump there. Yeah, I think the coin's for indication. I think I'm overthinking the P-switch. That's just like a, here, jump on the yellow shell here, and I think it'll give me enough velocity to make it across. But yeah. It does remind me, I was sent a message about applying to, suggesting I should apply to a marathon. I really should write a short proposal for that, assuming that the gates haven't closed. I got that earlier this week. I can definitely do it. It's a week where I have the time and won't be have a severe impediment. The weekend of that can get kind of loud. But we'll see. Basically, I'd probably just send them chat hacks, because, like, I don't have anything else that's seriously interesting that I currently have built. I have a project I really want to work on, but I haven't done any work on it. You know how that goes. I think it'd be cool. The bigger problem is, every time I think about it, I'm like, if I want to do this, it needs to be this good, and I'm like, but Pat, it doesn't. It does not need to be as high quality as you think it does. It just needs to be, like... I just need to make the MVP and test that out. Which is to say, it doesn't have to work in its entirety, just work adequately enough. Because the actual, like, ASM hacking part, I don't think will be too bad. It's just an awful lot of structure around that, kind of like the Carl stuff. Like, I'll just need to do some web nonsense, or find someone who'll help me do web nonsense. Need to jump a little bit further. Castle Collectathon? Exactly. Exactly. Like, basically, I need to get a version that I can test with squiggles. If I do that much... I jumped way too early. Then I'll be good. I actually spent some time, like, getting an environment set up for that one, because it's not a traditional SNES project. Or an NES project. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Oh, should I test that before No, I don't have time to test that before I leave. Nuts. Well, I guess I'll build stuff assuming it works, and then I'll go from there. I need to do some light Zelda hacking in the vaguely near future. But I guess actually I don't need to do it very soon now that I think about it. Oh no. Because I moved Desi's FF1 request up. And so now Zelda 1 is much lower on the list. But the thing is that with the other way of doing things for USB to NES, it's a lot easier to do certain things that I've been wanting to do. Because I can just edit ROM, which would be lovely. There we go. I see it. That's the ending. Have to go. Good luck with the level. All right. Hopefully that did happen last time, didn't it? That was kind of funny. All right. Have a good rest of your day, Sag. See you later. I'm getting close. I can feel it. And I also remember the troll of the level, so I've got that going for me. Over other me, who first played this level. That was a little worse. Just a little worse. Not immensely worse. Anyway, the Great Tano Boxman, I'm certain, will successfully beat the level shortly. I just needed to... One thing I need to do there is not jump. Not P-switch jump. That's just a bad idea. No! I didn't hear the ending. I needed a little bit more time. But I think I've got the intro down pretty pat. Like, I've got the feel. In the rain or in the snow. Got the funky, funky flow. Been working at the flea market so early. Been working since my mama was a baby. Even if the rhythm is slow, doesn't mean that you can't flow. Parappa has a surprisingly good soundtrack. Actually, so does Unjammer Lemmy. I own a physical copy of that one. The problem with it, unfortunately, is that it's marred by having, like, in-universe advertisements show up in the middle of it. Like, Joe Chin advertises some irritating stuff partway through, and it just kind of ruins the groove. Which is unfortunate. There's also a couple of there's also like a bonus track or two on there that you don't hear in the original game. Like there's a theme, the We Are Meltcan theme that's played occasionally, like a leitmotif or something, and you don't ever hear the full song. Which is a weird song, by the way. It changes like tempo like 8 times. I think it even changes time signature a few times. I'm not really sure. Parappa 2 also has a few more memorable songs. Mostly the final boss song, the Noodles Are the Flow, Noodles Are the Groove song, which is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I'm already host. Like, seriously, your entire evil boss thing is you're going to replace everything in the world with noodles? I mean, it's appropriate, kind of, for Parappa. Kinda. Actually, it makes more sense in an Unjammer Lammy game. Because, like, Unjammer Lammy has, like, weird problems. And Parappa has normal problems, but bizarre ways of resolving them. Because, like, he needs to learn how to drive a car, so he has to go take the driving test. Simple enough. He wrecks his dad's car. He needs to be able to pay for repairs, so he has to go to the flea market and sell his stuff. Simple, right? Makes sense. Whereas Unjammer Lemmy, oh no, I accidentally got on an airplane that's taking me to the wrong place, but the guy who's driving it is some sort of amnesiac who frequently forgets who he is. I guess I need to fly the plane now. Or, I need to help put out a fire in a pizza place. Or, I need to deliver, or I need to... What was it, the baby one? She has to, like, help pacify an entire cloud of children. And yes, cloud of children is appropriate, because I don't believe the number of children in that particular song is actually easily countable. There we go. Okay, I can mine down a little bit and get my jump to be a little bit easier. I'm just talking about the game Unjammer Lammy. Like I said, Parappa has normal problems. Needs to pass a driving test. Needs to sell some money to afford car repairs. And Unjammer Lammy has insane problems. Like, absolutely abjectly insane problems, like pacifying a large crowd of children. But the way it's rendered is like she's inside of a cylinder, and there's a lot of children around her, and was it also like the weird caterpillar nurse? Not nurse, like babysitter? I don't know. It's just weird. Unjammer Lammy is a weird game. Nope. What else happens to her? Well, first off, she sleeps... No, wait. It's a dream, though. She has a dream that they're performing, and she's not doing very well, and they've added a new singer to their group, Chop Chop Master Onion, who has lost his dojo, but it's okay, because there's a dojo in his mind. It even has a casino. But then she wakes up when the dream Chop Chop Master Onion tells her that, look what you have in your hand, Lemmy, and reveals that she's in fact been playing a vacuum cleaner the whole time. And then she discovers that she overslept for the... Oh, if you've never heard of this game, Jammer Lammy. There you go. That's the actual proper name, so you can Google it or look it up. But it's a rhythm game where you have to play good for the PlayStation. And, like, you need to follow the music and not what you see on screen, which makes it really hard for people who don't have a great sense of rhythm. Like, you can't, like, DDR your way out of that one. You can't, like, do the kinds of things you do in Guitar Hero. You legit have to be paying attention. And then stage 2 was the fire at the pizza place. You have to put out the fire. So she imagines that the water hose is her guitar and rocks out. Oh, for Pete's sake. Rocks out hard enough to put out the fire. And then she has like 3 minutes left. And so she's running and running and running and accidentally... Oh yeah, then there's the baby thing, which I mentioned earlier. Has to pacify a bunch of children. So she plays one of the children as a guitar. He's a rabbit though, so he's got long ears, so it kind of works. Then there's the airplane that goes to the wrong place. So she has to fly the airplane, but it's okay. She imagines the yoke is a guitar. You might be noticing a pattern here. And then when she gets off the airplane, she realizes she left her guitar on the airplane. And so she has to go get a new guitar. And so she goes to the guitar center, but there's no guitars at the guitar center, or whatever it's called. And so this beaver is like, oh, you want to make a guitar? And so Base is like, yeah, and she's terrified. Then she realizes a chainsaw could be used like a guitar. And they go out to the woods and cut down a tree in the shape of a guitar. Because that totally works. And all these songs are actually really good, surprisingly. What's the last one? Oh, the last one. Depending upon whether or not you're playing the American version or the Japanese version. In the American version, she manages to accidentally slip on a banana peel and travel back in time. Which sends her to an island. Don't ask me to explain how that works. And in the Japanese version, she slips on a banana peel and dies and goes to hell. Either way, she has to perform the same song in hell, despite the fact that she's on an island in the American version. It does not make sense. They also play like fake credits here to convince you that you've lost the game, which is kind of funny. And then finally, because the way that all of these games work, she finally gets to the concert with all her friends who have clearly had similar ordeals based upon their modes of travel. The drummer shows up on a camel, for instance. And then they rock out, and it's okay. And of course, all of the people that they helped, or helped them along, or helped Lammy along the way, come out to rock out too. Unless you play terribly, in which case they, along with the rest of the audience, leave. Which is honestly pretty hilarious. Not close enough. Yeah, there isn't actually a... Yeah, it's different than the Parappa games. Usually the Parappa games also have like a pre-final boss thing, where you meet up with all the teachers again. So in the case of Parappa, the problem is that he has to use the bathroom really bad, so he goes to a gas station. And there's a giant line, and it's all, of course, the people who've been leading him in the rap songs, like the weird gecko from the flea market, Chop Chop Master Onion, the driver's ed instructor, and Chop Chop... Is it Chop? That's not Chop Chop. It's Cheep Cheep the chicken, who is actually on TV, and he sees her, but somehow she knows who he is. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. If you rap really well, she leaves the TV and comes in... Or, no, if you rap poorly, she comes out of the TV and yells at you? I legitimately forget how this works. It's been a while. Nope, bad jump. But then they decide to all rap for it, and they have various mildly toilet-themed verses. And then in the other one, Parappa plays a video game, and all of the opponents in the video game are the assorted people, the assorted rap masters he's had throughout. Like the ghost of the guy who owns the burger joint. And then Chop Chop Master Onion, because of course Chop Chop Master Onion. Chop Chop Master Onion always has to be there. What's the third one? Oh, the Ant Guru. Who wants to grow big. Who doesn't like to grow big, but talks about being big. And then there's like an army training montage lady. I forget if the haircut guy comes before or after that. Again, these are really weird games. I feel like I'm getting better at sniping single tiles. But yeah. And then after all of that, in the first game, he gets to have like a rap show with the guy who owns the place, the official like promoter guy whose name I forget. And in Parappa 2, he has to face down the guy who's been noodleifying all of the food, who is actually the son of the dead burger guy. And his reason for doing this is that his mom ate so many burgers that she turned into a burger. Which in Parappa Town isn't all that bad, because basically everybody is some sort of anthropomorphic object or animal. Like there's a flower girl. There's like there's a bunch. I think the driver's ed instructor and the army girl are both moose. Chop Chop Master Onion is an onion. So, like, being a burger isn't exactly out of character in Parappa Town. It's also called Parappa Town. I don't know why. Possibly because of something his dad did. Apparently there was, like, an anime that they made at some point. I've never seen it, but I wonder if it's any good. Need to be careful about that drift there. Barely. I can't duck anymore. No ducking way. I don't know why I didn't do that better. I think it's because I did it differently. It's a probabilistic stunt right here. Mention that. I don't know if that bugs me or not. Because when you're spinning around, you don't have a lot of latitude about the fireball throws. No! Alright, I threw myself at that hoping it would work, and that was a bad strat. I guess I had a little more time than I thought. No. Kind of wonder what Orca would think of this level now, since he's done a lot more hacking since then. Did a hack come out, like, sometime early last year? I don't think I've seen him online in a while, like, actually playing SMW. But I remember his time zone was not in a conducive time zone for me to watch him. That was not a good time to jump. Basically, anybody who I raid who's not Desi is in a time zone not conducive for me to raid to watch them, typically. And in Desi's case, it's only because he does, like, 12-hour streams consistently. But in non-trivial number of times, I've gone to bed and Desi's been at it, and I've woken up and Desi's still at it. As I mentioned like a stream or two ago, but it still holds. There's games I want to play that I just only know by their name, and one of those is No One Can Stop Mr. Domino. I don't know what the game's about, but I want to play it. I want to know why no one can stop Mr. Domino. Like, is he a crook? Is he stealing things? Like, is that why no one can stop him? Is it kind of like a Carmen Sandiego situation? Is he just, like, the irresistible force? Plus, he wakes up at, like, yeah, 18 o'clock. That's true. Desi generally gets up at, like, 6 p.m. my time. Which does help with being heavily nocturnal there. But I still want to know. What is up with him? Why does he only have the honorific Mister? Could he be Dr. Domino? I mean, I just don't know. I don't know anything about him. I want to know. Just want to know, man. Of course, the only reason I even know about the game is because it was in, like, lists of Monster Rancher 2 disc generation stuff that would be passed around the internet in the earlier days. Because it made a special type monster. So most monsters in Monster Rancher 2 are kind of like... Well, it's not really comparison, but basically they're mixes of two specific breeds of monster. So, like, you have the Zum Dinosaur critter, and... Okay, did that faster. There we go. Down a bit. You get a pure Zum, but you might want to put a little bit of dragon in there. Okay. See, the thing is, if nothing else, I knew about the troll here. Hey. Orb. So, I made like a fancy color Pandora, I think, with domino stripes. Or maybe it was a wall, whatever those were called, and it had dominoes. One of those things. Softlock. Testers SJ and Charlie the Cat. P. Miller, Atari, MD Battlefrog. Really? Sequel, Infection, and Amethyst Rocks. I didn't know Battlefrog did testing back in the day. Music, Kevin. Dispace, Blocks, Noisu, and Strudel. 18 Strudel. Roy and Lolcats. 439. Oh, that's adorable. I love it. That is a good arm. Yeah, it was fun. I wonder how long it took me. Let's see. Easy way to figure it out. Look for the most recent hack command. Oh, it took me slightly less time. It took me about 45 minutes, give or take. I did better than old me, knowing how that ended so I didn't get hit by that troll. The rest of it I did not remember all that much. But the ending troll I remembered. And I do remember in the actual race, I did get got by it. So, I think I got by it twice. It was rough.